Hello, welcome to DK Bowl Chat. I'm glad you're here. I'm painting the picture of the fall trees and I'm hoping to finish today. I have a really disgusting looking green, it's army green, and the way I made it was with Hooker's green, Quinacridone Red, Cad yellow, and green. So I'm going to tap over some of the green in the background because I'm noticing I can see the canvas through it and I don't like to see the canvas through it. So I'm just going to start tapping. And the only reason it's working perfectly is because I have plenty of paint on my brush. And if I accidentally go over the tree, which I just did, I can always put it back. I don't have to worry about accidentally painting over a tree. I'm going to get more paint on my brush because even though it was loaded, I'm not loaded enough, I guess. I need to load it up a little bit more. And we're going for the texture. I'm going to go right over that tree and I'll paint the brown right over it again. Right down to the ground. Okay, so I'm going to get some more yellow. I want to lighten this up a bit. And I'm not necessarily mixing them together. I am tapping into it, which will work just fine. I'm going to come in the front here and put some green. And there we go. There's still green plants out here during the fall. And since these two are complementary colors, it'll be good for the painting. Red and green are complementary. There we are. And then I'm just going to tap it also on this side a little bit here and there. Getting some of that green and yellow on my brush again. So there's going to be a couple places I'm going to need to put more brown from the tree. And here I think I'm going to put dirt. Yeah, so I've got the brush that has the color of lighter dirt from where I was putting in the ground in the center here. And I need to go over this with that, just in places. I don't need to cover the whole thing. Just spots. We'll just go over in spots. I don't need it to look just like the tree either. But it's the same brown as the pathway. And it came over this direction more. It's hopefully an inviting fall walk. There we go. On this painting, we can just start walking into the painting and off we go. So I've got brown on this side and I'm going to go over with a little bit of the fall colors as well on there. And I'm going to take a regular round brush. This is a Master Stroke Golden Talcum Round from Blick. I like Dick Blick. Okay, so I'm going to put in the fall leaf color of these poor leaves that just fell down. Just tapping them in. I don't need to put them in any sort of pattern. It's just where they've hit the ground. And basically what I'm doing is looking for all the pieces of canvas that are showing through and tapping them with this color. There we go. And you know, out in nature there wouldn't be a perfect path unless the wind blew it, you know, that way. I'm doing the same thing on this side, I'm just tapping it. So I might put some on the pathway as well. Right now I'm just tapping in where I see the canvas. This is just Quinacridone Red and a little bit of Cad yellow. And I'm using the round brush that I showed you. There might be some, maybe there's some in the middle of the path. I think there probably would be. And what I can do is get the color on the brush of the leaf that I want to put on there. And just tap it in there. I could also try tapping it off of the brush. I don't know if it's not wet enough. I'd have to wet it down a little bit to do that. I'm just putting in a few leaves out in the pathway that have fallen off these trees. No pattern. My brain is saying to me, no pattern as I'm doing this. Because I don't want to create a pattern or make it look like it's something else out in the middle of the road. And I can always put brown over it if it looks funny. Like that one's a bit big. I'm gonna put some brown over it. And let's bring back the tree where I put the plant on it, and this was last time, and I didn't bring back the tree. I'm going to see if I can, you know what, I'm going to see if I can take off part of it. And then I'm going to paint right over that with more brown on the tree. And I'm pulling this right through burnt umber. I don't care about the texture. In fact, honestly, I like the texture. Trees have texture. There we go. And the tree's root is reaching out. Let's see if I can get that. Any part that I see the canvas going through, I need to put a little more brown. That tree's getting a little bigger. And I hope you're able to paint along with me. If you are, please leave me a message. Please leave a comment. There we go. I hope you like this video, and I hope you subscribe to DK Bullshot. I think in the next video I will varnish this painting with acrylic varnish. I can show you how to do that. I don't want to use Gamvar in the house. Although it probably says it's fine to do. I'm not going to do it. I will use it outside. Let's see if I can get the end of that nice and just a little bit of paint. And I don't know why, but I have all the trees stopping. I need to put a tree like right about here. I don't need to have them all stopping off in the background. Let me get a bigger brush, but I'm going to put I'm sketching it sort of with this liner brush. And it's going to be a bigger tree. I don't have to worry about it being perfect right now. I'm going to use the same round brush that I was using to put the leaves on the ground. And I'm going to clean off the orange that was on it from the leaf making. Got a little bit of, I'm using the fan brush right now. There we go. Break up the bigger leaves. Okay. So I'm going to get some brown on this round brush. It is the golden talcum. And the way you want to load it, pretending again like this is you know, where I get the paint from. My palette. There we go. I'm pulling through it. I want to make sure it's nice and round and ready for me to paint with. This guy's going to be bigger, so I need to just put that on there, and I will do that. Let me move this out of the way. It's going to come right off the canvas. There we go. All right. And I will put my autograph, I'll sign it. And then I'm gonna varnish this with acrylic varnish. So I use Liquitex acrylic varnish. If you want to join me doing that, it'll be in the next video. And I will use Liquitex acrylic varnish and show you how to do that. The thing that's cool about the Liquitex varnish is, and I'm going to use the satin. I don't use the matte, and I don't use the glossy anymore. I'm going to use the satin. You stir that up and it'll work really well. But for now, don't have to worry about that. If you want to buy some, that would be great, because you will be prepared for when I varnish it, if you're done with your painting and if you've been painting along with me. Now this guy, since he's up in front, I might want it to be a little darker than the background ones. I got more paint for sure. I don't want it to be see-through like it is up at the top here. There we go. Got a little carried away at the bottom there. I'm going to clean that off. Okay. There we go. And if I wanted to make it darker, I'd have to add black. I didn't say black was part of the, or what I could do with the brown is add a little bit of the Phthalo Blue from the sky. Remember the Phthalo Blue that we used for the sky? Let's see if I've got that over there. I put it away already because I was done with it, but it's just the Phthalo Blue from the sky. And I'm going to put a little bit of that with the burnt umber and make it a little darker. It's in the foreground. You're going to be looking right past it to see the trees in the painting. Okay. So it's like a tree in the shadow in the foreground. How blue does that look? Let's see, we've got Phthalo Blue in there. It does look pretty blue, but it could pass for black. Let me see. I'm gonna get more burnt umber in that. And it will be darker, but it won't be so blue. There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit more burnt umber in there. And then continue. And I'm going for texture. I'm painting that in. Yeah, it's getting a little bigger. That's okay. And this tree is going to have limbs up higher because it's a bigger tree. I'm making it even bigger. You've got the power to do that. As an artist, you can make it as big as you want in that painting. Yeah, that is definitely darker than the other ones. Things that are closer to us will be darker, usually. and more detailed. Okay. Going right off the edge of that. And do I have any more trees in here? There might be some smaller ones off in the background. I can see on this guy right here, it needs a little bit of paint to cover up the canvas. I'm going to get that off of here. There we go. You can still see through it. There we are. And that's what I'll do. I will paint until it doesn't bother me anymore and I'm okay with it. And I'm going to put another little tree right in here, just off the side. And it goes right down to where this red bush is. There we go. I'm so glad you joined me. Please subscribe to DK Bolchat, and I will be doing more paintings. And I'm hoping to go live on a Saturday, on an upcoming Saturday or Monday. So I just need to figure out a time. I was thinking like 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then just see what happens, you know. I have plans this Saturday, so I can't do it. I have a show that I'm going to be doing this Saturday. But maybe next Saturday, which would be the, oh yeah, that won't work either. I'll have to look at my calendar and figure out when I can do that. And then just start doing it, just to see how that, if that brings more watch hours for my channel. We'll have to see. I'll be experimenting. Okay. So I think I'm good. I could put a couple limbs coming out of here. Like there's one right there I could put coming right out of here. It wouldn't be perfectly no limbs at all. You know what I mean? There'd be a few here and there coming out of the bush. I'm so glad you joined me today. Yeah. I hope you leave a comment, a good comment, and I hope you come back and watch the varnishing of this painting, and then I will be done with this one and on to the next one. If you have a particular subject you'd want me to paint, please leave a comment. It would need to be family friendly, hopefully a landscape or water, or it could be a rocky mountain, cliff, or whatever. Any of those would be fun to do. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it good. This video is long enough. I'm so glad you joined me. And please like the video and please subscribe to DK Bolchat. God bless you.